Welcome back to Eric Unfiltered. I am your host, Eric Dickinson, and if you would, give a like, share, follow, subscribe, whatever you're listening on. And before I also get into this, hop over to X and give me a follow at Eric Not Sorry, and you can follow me on Facebook as well. I am at Eric Unfiltered Podcast. I always forget that. I don't know. Anyways, I'm in a raw mood tonight. No, I'm recording tonight. You could be listening at 2 a.m., so good morning. I'm in a mood. Kind of like halfway between wanting to, like, I don't know, hug a dandelion and then kick a goldfish. I don't know. Hopefully you laughed at that because I'm just in a mood. I've spent way too much. Actually, I have not spent a lot of time on the internet today, but what I have seen is just fucking appalling. Just plain and simple. The world's on fire. Our society is on fire. Okay. First up, and this is real quick, Maine. Maine. Congratulations, Maine. You have proudly chosen a Purple Heart recipient insulting, womanizing, chauvinistic, porta potty jacking off socialist. Bravo. Bravo. All facts. You can look it up. All facts. Okay. On to something equally as retarded. Karmelo Anthony. I covered this story in my last episode, but I'm sure you're fully aware that Karmelo Anthony, the teenager, was accused of stabbing another teenager to death, was found guilty of first-degree murder. He was also sentenced to 35 years in prison. He is eligible for parole after he serves half of that sentence. Now, that is where that story should end. Again, if you are unaware of the full story, you can check out my last episode. But long and short of it, there was a track meet. There was a rain delay. The teams got under tense. Karmelo Anthony was from a rival team. Not rival, but another school. Words were exchanged, and then he pulled out a folding knife and stabbed a kid in the chest. And he died within seconds in front of his twin brother. Yeah. And because this thing has turned into a spectacle because Karmelo Anthony just happens to have dark skin and the victim, Austin Metcalf, just happens to have light skin. So once again, we are dealing with this retarded bullshit. Again. Because of course. And the things I have seen, not only the videos, just, it's fucking appalling, dude. I honestly don't know how Austin's father hasn't just, like, morphed, like, out of thin air. A mini nuke and a fat man from Fallout. And just gone nuts on the globe. Like, his son is dead. He was murdered. And people are mocking him to his face because of their skin color. Who's the real fucking racist? Oh, the justice system is racist. Really? I saw a video of a black woman, okay, I have to say it because it's pertinent, who was like, I have 5 sons, what do I tell them now? That if you don't stab somebody unwarranted, you don't go to jail? How about so don't stab people? It's not rocket surgery. Again, as I said in the beginning, onto something equally as retarded. I don't care what anybody's skin color is involved in this incident. A person pulled out a knife and claimed self-defense, okay, and stabbed somebody. He feifoed. I have a feeling he probably thought his shit didn't stink and was an arrogant little prick. That's just an assumption of mine. That's the vibe I get. And thought he was a badass. Well, gangsta, enjoy 35. But because of skin color, I thought we were over this. Gen Xers, we remember when we grew up. We remember how our grandparents talked. We know how our grandparents spoke. I mean, we would have friends come over and we're like, oh, Grandpa. We don't use that word anymore. We say black. I'm talking like 1989 here, people, okay? Times also changed, okay? And also, when we grew up, we were taught you judge people not how they look. Everybody looks different. Everyone, including your own relatives. Just because they look different or sound different, okay, maybe they look weird and sound weird, but they're just people. They're either cool or they're an asshole. That's it. That's it. Maybe you have some things in common, maybe you don't. But either they're cool or they're a douche. That's all you got. And yes, everyone judges everyone every day. You look at someone. You judge them on their appearance, how they smell, too much makeup, too little makeup, what size their boobs are, how tight their pants. We all judge everybody on everything. But if that's as far as it goes, and then you say, hey, how are you doing? And you get to know that person, okay, you're not an ist of whatever. You're just, and that's animalistic instinct, because that's what we are. We're animals. But when you let this arbitrary bullshit that we were taught back in the day was arbitrary bullshit to cloud your mind in 2026, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, for real. Real. Jasmine Crockett, you are a fucking piece of shit. Have you seen the video of this bitch? I can't wait for her to just be gone. She's going to be a propagandist influencer or whatever the fuck in a couple of months. I'm paraphrasing. This is my vibe. That Karmelo Anthony was justified in what he did. He was found guilty in a court of law. Oh, that's right. People are complaining that there were no black jurors. I'm sorry. Both lawyer teams, both counsels approved this. So, bitch at the lawyer. I've also heard rumors that the family got a substantial amount of money and still went with a public defender. Again, internet rumor. I haven't looked into it because honestly, I don't give a shit enough. Because the stuff that I saw on the videos online, I don't respect them. So I don't really give a shit. I don't care. If there was any kind of fraudulent shit, well, okay, go to jail. Oh, wait, that's right. Justice system is racist. I am just so sick and fucking tired of this. But she basically said that he was justified in what he did. Oh, the other thing, several of the witnesses called by the defense were, in fact, black. As if, again, this matters. But apparently it does. And they pointed at the defendant and essentially said, that individual over there in the chair, that one over there, regardless of his outward appearance and clothing, that individual there I witnessed do this thing, and he was in the wrong, in my opinion. That individual just happens to be a black male. It just happens to be. His outward appearance has no, in my mind, because of how I was raised, has no bearing on what happened. And person A stabbed person B. Why? Was it justified? Here's the facts, here's the story, here's the details, here's the witness accounts. They point person A was not justified. Okay, person A is found guilty. Person A is Karmelo Anthony. Okay. But now it's all about race. I have seen videos online of black people saying that white people got what they got coming to them. That's not helping. That's not helping anybody. I've seen witnesses of attacks already. I'm glad that I have not seen anything regarding riots. Not yet, thankfully. I have seen video of, I believe it was his grandmother. Again, it's the internet. I haven't looked into it enough because I don't give a shit enough. But apparently it was his Karmelo Anthony's grandmother that was outside of the courthouse screaming racist. Repeatedly. Because, again, this helps. It doesn't take a genius to connect the dots. Wow. That's her reaction of her grandson being found guilty of murder. He was in the wrong, and that is her knee-jerk reaction? Okay. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. Bottom line, 2 families are absolutely destroyed. Regardless of how you feel about either one, 2 families are destroyed. I don't know, honestly, I don't know how Austin's twin brother Hunter doesn't become John Wick. How that kid moves forward in life. I mean, obviously the mom and the dad, and everybody. Hunter, bro. You got a heavy load, bro. But I know you got it. That's some heavy shit, dude. And then, because of a gag order, we were not privy to some information. Again, internet stuff. But now that the case is over, word has come out that Austin's father was swatted 6 times. The mother, I believe, was swatted twice. If you don't know what swatting is, it's someone calls in to 911 with a false report of like an active shooter or a hostage, something really serious where they're not just going to send a patrol car. No, they send like the task force and kick in your door. And if, let's say, you're sitting there just looking on your phone, somebody could mistake that for people have died that way. So that's the report I saw, was Austin's father was swatted 6 times. Wow. Our society really does suck. Every day just feels like it's heavier and heavier, doesn't it? And you wonder why I'm in a really weird, raw mood. It's shit like this, bro. It's really, when people talk like that, it's really hard for people for myself, to not think to think a wrong way about certain people. And that's why I'm glad I have really good people in my life that don't look like me or even sound like me, that I have much love for, that keeps me sane. Because these people are out of their fucking mind. It's insane. And obviously, the Anthony family, regardless of your opinion, even my opinion, granted, they get to go see their kid and their kin because he's still alive. But still, I know it's their life is devastated too. I get it. Like I said, regardless of your opinion, how you feel, nothing good came out of this. Unbelievable. Okay, on to some other wonderful, happy news. Belfast is on fire. If you don't know where Belfast is in Northern Ireland. I am familiar with it. I was in Belfast once, literally 40 years ago. I would like to go back, but no. Honestly, I honestly really didn't want to take the 7-hour flight. I'm not a fan. But no, especially now, because, like I said, Belfast, Northern Ireland is on fire. And the reason why is because, well, there was a video that went quite viral, and it was quite gruesome. If you have not seen it, you might not want to. But there was a stabbing incident Monday night in North Belfast. A 30-year-old Sudanese man named Hadi, I don't give a shit, reported as having UK refugee asylum seeker status, attacked a local man in his 40s named Ogilvy, in some reports, with a kitchen knife. Now, why would he do this? Well, because he's insane. The attack was filmed by bystanders, which went viral. Video showed the suspect pinning the victim to the ground and continuing to stab him after he was down. Bystanders eventually intervened before police arrived. In the video, I saw someone come up with, I don't know what it was. It looked like a street sign or some shit, and like nailed this motherfucker in the head. This guy was trying to cut this man's head off with a steak knife in Belfast. The victim's injuries, verified via police and court reports, serious life-changing wounds, including loss of his left eye, reportedly sawn out with the steak knife. Severe slash wounds to the face, eyes, and back. He remains in the hospital in serious condition. The suspect was arrested quickly and charged with attempted murder. Not treated as terrorism, though. Of course not. It is the UK. He appeared in court and was remanded into custody. So because of this, riots and protests. Tuesday night onward, spreading from East Belfast, anti-immigration protests erupted after the video spread online, with demonstrators gathering in multiple areas of Belfast. Massed crowds set fires to vehicles, including cars, a bus, homes, and barricades. Several families, including migrant families, were forced to flee their homes. Violence included arson and reports of intimidation. Some videos I saw were people, like a group of guys kicking in a door, going in, people fleeing, and then, oh, look, there's smoke. Protests spread to areas like, I'm sorry if I butcher these words, I'm such a yank, Newtown Abbey. Oh, wow, I actually got that. Water cannons were used by police, missiles thrown, and injured officers. Missiles? Okay, probably rocks and stuff. Again, it's a riot. Not like, haha. Police described the disorder as serious. No shit. Political leaders across parties condemned the violence while calling for calm. The victim's family urged peaceful protests only and thanked bystanders. Y'all got problems over there. Y'all got problems over there. Now, like I said, I saw that video, and yeah, it's gruesome. I even commented like, yeah, just stand there and keep filming. And then finally there were some men that actually showed up. But that is not a standalone attack. Again, I spent a lot of time online, and I've seen a lot of shit out of the UK and Europe. And look, I get it. I get it. I don't condone the violence. I don't condone going into people's homes, forcing them to flee and setting their homes ablaze. I don't condone that. As I've said here, it's okay to protest. But I get it. I get it. Because again, I have seen a lot of videos online, and not just recently. I'm talking the last few years, because it's only ramped up and ramped up and ramped up. And so many in Northern Ireland, and yes, there is a difference. This I do know. But all over Europe, so many asylum seekers are given preferential treatment by the governments of the countries. And then, let's see here. What did I find here? They are given preferential treatment by the governments of the countries they go to, and the citizens are tired of paying for them while they struggle. Does this sound familiar? So these people, refugees, asylum seekers, immigrants, migrants, whatever you want to call them, are going all over Europe, And they're basically air quotes, right? Air quotes, basically, are going right onto the taxpayer dole. Well, a lot of the governments over there already had a welfare problem, and now they imported more of it. And then you have people that are kind of like, yo, why are those people getting benefits and I'm not? Sound familiar? Okay. Let's see, where was I going here? Oh, yes. This is the other thing, but it's not just the welfare fraud or the welfare babies that people are complaining about. The big one is the actual violent crime that has literally gone unfettered across Europe. I've seen videos from the UK, Ireland itself, France, Spain, Italy, where literally there's rape gangs. Yep. Groups of people, migrants, that at night and even in the day will go and snatch a woman up, and you got it. And then if somebody points the finger, nothing happens to the criminal. Again, perceived. Someone might post something on Monday, nothing has happened, and then they're arrested Wednesday, but they don't follow up. You know how the internet is, but perceived. However, this has been years and years and years, and video and more video evidence, thanks to people like Elon Musk for allowing X to be a free speech platform, where Keir Starmer is already crying over this video. You shouldn't share it. You're only fanning the flames of hate. Fuck you, Keir Starmer. You and others like you have let your countrymen down. This is why they're pissed. I don't condone the rioting. I don't condone the violence, but I get it. They're pissed. You let this happen. When you read the reports of what has happened to a 9-year-old French girl by 11 men, you understand the anger of the citizens when they watch a video of a man almost get beheaded by a steak knife in their own country. I understand it. Like I said, I don't condone the violence. There are migrants in these countries that see that and go, oh my God, that is horrible. They think and feel just like you. Like they would not want that to happen. They don't condone it as well. This is what happens when people, the citizenry of a country, feel that their leaders have failed them. This is what happens. And they're pissed. They're really pissed. I hope things calm down over there, and I hope shit like that doesn't spread. But y'all do gotta, if you want things to change, there's one legal way to make that change. You have to stand together. You have to remember this. Especially on the heels of Henry Novak. That's why I say when the people feel that the government has failed them, over 12,000 people are arrested per year for internet posts. And as I've said before, okay, even if 97% of them are legitimately like, yeah, that person's unhinged, it's not 100% just for posts, for hate speech and things that hurt people's feelings. Really? And then you see the video of Henry Novak after he was stabbed, telling the cops, "I've been stabbed," and they're like, "We don't think so, mate." So on the heels of that, you see this video. I get it. I understand why the people are fucking pissed. Especially, again, when the leaders come out and are like, well, people like Elon Musk are fanning the flames of, and others. Like, really? You let this happen. In the eyes of your citizens, you let this happen. Listen to your people. Good leaders do that. Good leaders go, hey, we fucked up. My bad. I'm human. What do you want me to do? Help me help you. But you won't. You won't. I don't know. Well, I will close this, at least this segment, because I have my last one. It's I'm gonna go into a bitch session because I'm really feeling it. I'm probably gonna butcher this, but I will close the segment out by saying to my Patriots from across the pond, and I'm sorry, I am sure I will butcher this, but tohg ash du heer. I could type it in the thing. You all can look it up. It's Gaelic. Again, I probably butchered it. All right, so here. Oh, I'm back. Sorry about that. I lost power twice in the last 5 minutes. I swear I paid the bill. Okay, I'm not going to do that whole little bitch session at the end. I'm just going to close this up really quick before the power goes out. Hopefully not, but anyways, if you like this episode, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, all the good stuff. Again, I'm on X at Eric Not Sorry. You can also follow me on Facebook at Eric Unfiltered Podcast. And until next time.